What is going on, guys? GT, I am the Tie here, coming at you with something a little bit different today. I got you guys the Streets of Rage. Obviously, if you guys have never played this before, I think you guys are in for a treat. I know a lot of you guys were interested in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle walkthrough that I did a while back, Turtles in Time. But obviously, beat 'em up games are something that I like to have a lot of fun with. Anyway, this is Streets of Rage, a remake. For those of you who want to know a little bit about the game, obviously you can go ahead and read the screen right now. It's a fan game. It was made a while back by a group called Bomber Games. You can go to Streets of Rage Remake, just Google that, and they have all the information about the game. Basically what they did is that they compiled everything that they loved about Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, as well as Bare Knuckle 3, which is the Japanese version of Streets of Rage 3. They combined them all into one, included some things that were taken out of all the different games. Basically compiled a really massive game with alternate routes that you could take throughout, multiple pathways. The most common ones being Streets of Rage 1 and Streets of Rage 2. Those are obviously the ones that people like to do, so you can actually follow that pathway all the way through, but the game basically takes place like an hour to an hour, or not an hour, but like a year to 2 years after the original. So without further ado, let's jump right on into the action. I'm going to probably do a little bit of co-op with a couple of other people for this later on, but I figure I might as well introduce you guys to the game and kind of give like an informative commentary on how to play the game. There's a lot of different good characters that you can choose. Obviously, normally you only have Axel, Blaze, Adam, Max, and Skate, but I've unlocked these couple of characters as well as Zan, by the way. He's from Streets of Rage 3, for those of you who aren't too familiar. My friends used to always make me play as Blaze when I was younger, so I'm going to go ahead and play as Blaze now. Mainly because they always used to pick Axel, and if you guys know me, I like to have more speedy characters, so here we go. They included little cutscenes, which I think is really cool. This is all made from scratch. Nothing borrowed from the original Streets of Rage. Obviously, if you want to find a place to download the game, I don't think it's available for download anymore. I used to follow this when they were working on it, so I got a hand on a copy before they had to take the download down. So I don't know how you're going to be able to get it, but obviously because you have access to the internet, if you're diligent enough, you'll probably be able to find it. But no, that's pretty much all I want to say about that. They have access to the police, which, if you guys remember the first Streets of Rage, is actually a really cool feature. And and they have blood and all the different things in there, and I think it's pretty cool. I think this game is pretty awesome, and I don't know what path I want to take. I think I'm going to take you guys through the first Streets of Rage 2, just for nostalgia, for the sake of nostalgia, really, because I think that's the one that people are most familiar with. They remade all the different music in the background, so you can hear they even tell you what the music is down at the bottom, which is really convenient. One thing you want to know is that there is one up right there. If you guys remember the Streets of Rage 1, you can already tell that it plays a lot faster than it plays faster than, like the Streets of Rage 2 and Streets of Rage 1. Obviously, all of them are great games. I'm going to leave a link to all those different games that way you guys can pick it up. And I think I'm going to play through this entire game in one sitting, but I'm obviously probably going to split up the video into 4 different portions. I think each level takes about 10 minutes each, if I'm not mistaken, and there's about 8 stages that you can play through, so I'm kind of focusing on the commentary at the moment, so I'm not really playing the battle too much, but Blaze and Skate are my 2 favorite characters. If you guys are familiar with Streets of Rage at all, then feel free to let me know down in the comments below who your favorite character to play as is. I always used to let my friends play as Axel because they always want to play as Axel. And I like playing as Skate because he was a really fast character, but I realized that Skate really doesn't hit that hard, and I find that Blaze hits a lot harder. And not to mention, I finally got past that stage. I think at that point, I think I was in like 7th grade or 8th grade when I started playing this a whole bunch, and you finally get to that stage where you're like, well, girls don't have cooties anymore, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Because like in 5th grade, you're like, oh, now, and then finally you get to a point where you're like, alright, so I have no problem playing as Blaze, and I think Blaze is kind of fun to play with. She's kind of neutral in every single stat. She doesn't really excel at anything, but I find that she's very fast, and I really like her special attacks, I find that because if you notice, that's her standing special. She does like a cartwheel, and it gets her out of danger. And then if you press forward in special, she does like basically a mini Hadouken, kind of like a Chun-Li version of a Hadouken, which I think is pretty cool. So one of the best things about Streets of Rage is you get to lay the smack down with a pipe. So let's do this. No, but my friend asked me to do a little bit of co-commentary here. He asked if he could join me in co-commentary. I actually have something recorded up, so I think I might include that as well. But obviously, we're looking pretty good right now. I don't know how many of you guys are too familiar with this game, or you're just kind of jiving to the music right now. The soundtrack is available, I believe, on the Streets of Rage website. I think it's free, so I mean, you can download it. They have like the complete uncompressed version, like not even MP3, like, you know, where the music files are, I swear, like 32 megabytes a pop. They have those available. You can just download it. It's pretty cool. So if you like this music at all, feel free to just, you know, kind of Google around for it. It's all there. It's all really, really good music. It's a little bit 90s. I know not necessarily everyone's going to enjoy it, but if you're kind of a kid of the 90s, I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. Now, if you notice any of these guys over here, the guy's called Yellow Signal, and the thing is about this guy is that you want to make sure that you, first of all, if you notice that he threw me and I didn't hit the ground, if you hold up and the jump button when they throw you, you can land on your feet, which is a really good trick to know. I don't know if that's applicable to every single Streets of Rage, but it works in the remake, and I know it works in 2 and 3. Here we go. But here we go, this is like a halfway mini-boss, I should say. So we got Jack here, and he kind of throws knives, so you kind of want to get him out of the way. I don't feel like I'm going to have too much trouble with him. And the thing is that you notice how it has Streets of Rage, basically the countdown you see at the very top. And when it gets to OK, that means that you can use your special and it doesn't use any of your life. The one drawback to using a special normally is that it drains your health bar. You know, kind of like how it does in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they adopted the Streets of Rage 3 thing to it, so as long as you're at the OK range, then you're allowed to use a special without wasting your life, and you just have to wait for it to recharge, so. But like I was saying before, the Yellow Signal guys, basically if they have any kind of safe distance on you, they try to slide into you with a leg sweep, so you kind of want to keep them at bay. Just try to rush them as quickly as possible. I think they kind of telegraph when they're going to slide, so just kind of be careful about that. But I feel like most of the guys at the beginning part of the game, how did he hit me? I wasn't even on the same plane as him. Okay. We'll go ahead and lay the smackdown on this guy. Throwing is really, really easy in this game. You just walk up to them. Like, I'm just walking up to people right now. I'm just grabbing them. So it's like an auto grab, basically. These guys are named like Donovan, Bono, different things like that. I don't know why they're named Bono. I don't know if that's like just a funny way that they decide to go around with it. But obviously, just beat them up. Multiple different pathways you can take in this game, but I'm gonna stay directly on course with Streets of Rage 2, just for the sake of nostalgia, really. I mean, I'm playing a Streets of Rage 2 Blaze, by the way. If you guys can tell the difference between all the different characters, but I figured I don't see a lot of Blaze runs on YouTube. I figured I might as well do one of these because most people play as Axel, or they play as one of those legendary, one of the characters that you unlock and that are kind of overpowered. So I figured it's good to play as one of those original characters just for the sake of everything. And if you notice, I got a little star next to my name over there underneath the 7 right now. Basically, the higher you get in star power, the stronger your dash attack becomes in the mode that I'm in. And that's like a feature that was adopted in number 3. But basically right now, I'll show you guys in a little bit, because I'm basically the keys to fighting her is just to kind of stay close to her. But if you notice, I do a dash attack right now. I fly a lot farther now when I do it. And basically, every single time you get you amass 40,000 points, then you unlock another star, and basically you have to collect 40,000 points on a single life without losing it. And every single time you lose a life, you lose a star. So basically, it's kind of a reward for playing really well. It makes you more overpowered than you already are, which is really funny. But I believe you're allowed to use the police force 1 time per life, so I'm going to go ahead and use it right now. And obviously that takes away almost like an entire health bar from the bad guy, which is kind of cool. And the reason why I didn't pick up the chicken right now is because I want to make sure that I give myself plenty of chance that way he doesn't actually end up killing me. I wanted to give myself kind of a little bit of that buffer right there. But that's the first level. Obviously that's stage number 1, and that's an introduction. You know, we had Go Straight playing in the background, and I love that soundtrack, by the way. And now we're at 2 stars, so I'll show you guys what the second one is. We know the bar is a front for illegal dealing. I don't know what voice to give Max. If you're working for Mr. X, tell us what you know, now! I needed the money. Please, I will tell you where they are. Where the trucks are taking the merchandise. But I love the little cutscenes that they added into it. It just adds a whole bunch of different life to the game. But anyway, you guys recognize Spin on the Bridge. This is a really, really good soundtrack, by the way. If you have any kind of bass in your speakers, you're going to be blown away by this sound. This song is just really, really cool. But this is the second stage of the game, and this level can get pretty challenging. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, like, bicyclists, I don't know, motorcyclists driving around. So, we'll go ahead and take care of that. I always find it's really, really easy. Like, the best thing that you can do, obviously, if you notice, my dash attack doesn't even involve my weird, my uppercut, like, down swipe anymore. It's like a somersault kick, which is really cool. It's actually a really, really good move, so. And you can tell that I can dash with Blaze in this game. That's a feature from Streets of Rage number 3. Because you know that number 2 and number 1, they weren't allowed to dash. The only person who could was Skate, because he was the fastest character in the game. But, there you go, I'm going to pick that up. Money for me? Whoa. Here we go. But I found that the dash attack can get pretty overpowering if you know how to use them properly. So the one thing is that enemies later on in the game can block it, and they can kind of combo you if you're not too careful. So just kind of be careful about that. So other than that, there's not a whole lot of difference between most of the characters. You'll find if if you guys ever play this particular game, Blaze number 2 from Streets of Rage 2, she doesn't hit as hard, or she hits more slowly than number 3. I feel like she has better range. I don't know what else to say. And she's wearing a tube top, so I don't know. I guess it depends on your sense of style, I guess, but... Anyway, the gold bar gives you 10,000 points, so obviously that's like a quarter of the way to getting another star, basically. So it's a good thing to pick up. And these guys tend to drop a lot of really cool things like coins, and just kind of stay clear of those things. You don't want them to explode on you, so... I believe you can pick them up, actually, and then throw them, but I'm not that daring, so... Bam! Ready Funk, alright. Get this party started. What is this? What is the ninja doing in here? Bam! Whoa, 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 whoa. Way too many bad guys on the screen right now. Whoa. And I always find it's best to take out the enemy that has that weapon, because weapons do a lot of damage to you. So there you go. I tried to do a dash attack and he kind of kicked me while I was doing it, so. Here we go. And I think they added this particular cutscene in. I don't remember the trucker being there before. But if you guys are wondering where an extra life is, you go up here, there's another life up there. Completely faithful to Streets of Rage number 2. Bam! No, but I don't know if you guys are interested in like a live movie of this particular game, but I know that they do like fan trailers of that, like fan-made trailers. It's so much fun. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are familiar with all the different characters. Who do you think would play the role of Blaze in a live Streets of Rage movie really, really well? I've heard a couple of names thrown around that I really like. One of them being Eliza Dushku. If you guys know who she is, she's amazing. She's like, I don't know, like she's like the alternate Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like the other Vampire Slayer. She was that brunette, and she's, I don't know, she's fine. So I think she'd make a really good Blaze because she's kind of kick-ass as well. I heard Jessica Biel being thrown around, which I think she looks the part of Blaze. I don't know if she can act the part of Blaze in terms of like being hardcore kick-ass, but I think she's a pretty good choice as well. But obviously, if you guys have an actress in mind that you think would make a very good Blaze, let me know down in the comments below. You notice the trucker takes a lot of hits really, really well. I wonder if all truckers do. Maybe it's the hat. Here we go. Alright, was that an anklet? There we go. Get out of here. And if you guys are wondering how to do a back attack, you hit the jump button and the attack button at the same time. I believe that's like the standard way of doing it. I'm gonna let this turkey kind of sit here for a little bit because I'm at the boss area. Oh man. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have to use that turkey. There you go. I always like to use the police once per turn. I don't like to use it until you get to the boss battle, because I find it so useful when you're fighting the boss, so. There we go. But I find that if you just kind of stand still and you just let it do all the attacks, don't let her do that, just kind of dodge that one. But if Jet is any kind of distance away from you, then you're free to just kind of kick, so. There we go. It's a pretty easy boss though, and the nice thing is that you can see that I'm at 9 live. You think he maxes out at that, but they actually keep tally of it. You can go up to 10, 11, 12, 13, etc., which is pretty cool. But another cutscene, nothing on the trucks. What a waste of time. I like this face. What is he doing with his tongue? Save your energy. Our sources confirm that the nearby amusement park has seen a rise in syndicate activity. Something is going on. Let's keep on moving. The one bad thing is that you can't click through that through the cutscene stuff really quickly. But anyway, here we go. Let's start stage number 3.